Drake is caught out again, people. And Akademiks responds. Let's talk about it. This is Fresh Hiphop Opinion with your guy Oleezeh. Don't forget to subscribe. So yes, Drizzy Drake, Canada's own, allegedly hip-hop's best and longest run of all time. He's been caught out with another reference track has leaked online. Yep, it's not a good look for the sixth god. I'll tell you that for free. A producer called Beam has been showing all the reference tracks he has for Drake. And there was one song that leaked online with Central C that came out a few days ago. But this Beam guy has put it on his Instagram stating there's about 4, 5, maybe 6 reference tracks he's got unreleased with Drake. And one of them is like a carbon copy. You hear one track and it's literally the same lyrics, same cadence, same flow, and then Drake does it with the exact same everything. Yeah, okay, the Drake one sounded a bit better, but it's still full on copying. Like, you might as well get the tracing paper. It's crazy. And this of course is the latest reference track of many, really. Quentin Miller one a few years ago, which inspired Meek Mill to diss Drake, was the start. Who knew that was one of many? And this was years ago. Drake may have been doing this since the beginning of his career. But of course this news has shook up the hip hop world again. Not dramatically because this is Drake, we expect him to have reference tracks. But maybe because Drake is prepping for this big, long-awaited album, Iceman, he's thinking he can't make any mistakes. He's got to have it all perfect. So he's gonna seek the best producers, ghostwriters, so he can live up to Akademiks' statement saying that this album is gonna be a classic. But speaking of DJ Akademiks, Drake's #1 fan, especially in the media, has defended his idol. I'm telling you, the blind loyalty this Akademiks has to Drake needs to be studied and needs to be admired, because it's different level. But Akademiks said, y'all just realizing no artist done lasted 10 years plus writing every single chorus and verse. Whoop-de-doo, fans gotta get realistic. Every artist who makes hits over 10 plus years have utilized some help at some point. Yes, that includes Kendrick Lamar, Future and Drake. Get mad. This is what I'm saying. Akademiks stays rooting for Drake. I mean, to have half a dozen reference tracks leaking online is a big deal. Even though we know this about Drake, it is a big deal. Like, I remember Quentin Miller said he wrote a song for Nas, just one song, and it didn't even make too much noise because there was no proof of it. That's a big deal. Nas is seen as one of the most, if not the most, lyrical rappers of all time. I think it would break a lot of people's hearts if they found out Nas didn't write his thing. But Drake, I mean, the list is just getting ridiculous. I almost don't look at him as a hip-hop star no more. It's like a pop star. Because you see pop stars, they have people that write their music and it's just normal. But after Akademiks said that about rappers over 10 years plus getting help with choruses or verses, blah, 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 somebody responded saying, but what about Jay-Z? He didn't have any writers and he's been around for like 25 years. And Akademiks responded with this. It's an AI post of Jigga Man. And DJ Akademiks said, don't let me break y'all heart. Obviously insinuating that maybe Jay-Z also has had people write for him. Another user said, we don't care about getting help on hooks and bridges. We do when we start hearing reference tracks and rap verses. And Akademiks responded saying, y'all sound like how ninjas sound with the snitching combo. Well, nobody got locked up. Stop it, bruh. You can't limit help to what you think you're comfortable with. I mean, you gotta give it to Akademiks. The way he backs Drake is just different level. But that user's right. I mean, look, we've always known of rappers getting help with a hook. But when it comes to your bars, that's gotta be all you. You can't be getting somebody writing your raps and then you just recite it like this is karaoke. Of course, we know of some legends like Lil Kim having raps wrote for her. Even Snoop Dogg in recent years has said he gets people to write for him because he wants that writer to get the same feeling that he had when he was writing for Dr. Dre with the Chronic album. And as much as I understand what Snoop meant, it still hurts me that there's times I'm hearing Snoop and it's not actually Snoop writing it. It does take away from the art. It just takes away the authenticity of listening to your favorite rapper, because you want to know that your rapper, your favorite, is the one that put their mind to that verse. When you know it's someone else that wrote it, you just feel a bit more disconnected to it. I mean, you look at P. Diddy, for example. He's been rapping since what, 1997? But nobody ever looks at him like a rapper or an MC. When he's been doing this for like 25, 30 years. Because everybody knows he didn't write it. I know for me, people talk about Drake being the top 10 of all time, top 5. I just think if you talk about as an artist, he's definitely in the top 3, arguably number 1 in terms of success, in terms of hits. But when you're talking about as an MC, that Mount Rushmore list where people put Rakim and Nas and Jay-Z and Tupac, he can't be anywhere near that list. If you think about your most average rapper or even the most worst rapper, Drake has to be floating around there because you just don't know which bars were actually his. If you name your favorite Drake song, rap song, not the singing ones, how can you be so confident or sure he even wrote it based on the amount of reference tracks that have come out over the last several years? Even a legendary artist like Nas, like I mentioned before, if you found out that 5 or 6, just 5 or 6, is a handful of Nas's old songs was not written by Nas, a lot of people will just knock Nas right off their list because they'll feel like they're lied to. Drake doesn't have that same impact if you feeling betrayed and lied to because of just how many years now we've known that he has reference tracks. But it still knocks you off in terms of your legacy. I mean, one thing Drake can smile about is all these reference tracks that have come out in the last couple of years. He's already been solidified, he's got his money, he's made his records, set his records that may never ever be beaten. And he's like a living legend basically, isn't he? So none of these reference tracks are really gonna damage Drake's ability to make good music and demand attention of the public. But I do believe all these L's Drake's been having, whether it's the defamation case, whether it's losing to Kendrick in the battle, whether it's losing to Pusha T, or that funny accent he always does, like he's from the Caribbean, I do believe it's tarnishing Drake's actual legacy. It doesn't matter how well you start the race, and he's had a hell of a great run, but the last 2 years is a big blemish. No matter how much Akademiks tries to put water on the fire, cool it down, people are not stupid. They're looking at Drake like he could be like the new Milli Vanilli, the artist that you've grown to love over the years. Was it really his pen? Was it really his ideas? Or was he just the face of a whole bunch of other creatives behind the scenes? Me personally, yeah, okay, a half a dozen reference tracks are leaking, Drake getting exposed again. To me, it's not even a shock anymore, and I think as a hip-hop star, a rap star, that's a bad sign when people are not even that shocked that you're having a whole bunch of reference tracks leaking, potentially just weeks or months before your new album comes out. But that's just my opinion. I want to know yours. Get in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And for just a few dollars a month, you can become a member of the channel. It'd be much appreciated. Exclusive content just for you. This is Fresh Hip Hop Opinion. Peace and love.